You know, I've been playing guitar for many years, and it's been a long time since I've been like, wow, that is like a really beautiful instrument. Hi, I'm Devin Townsend, and let me tell you what I'm doing here today. I'm in a part of Germany that I can't pronounce, to be perfectly honest, but I think it starts with an M, and it's the home of Framus and Warwick instruments. And I've been on tour now for 20 years, give or take, but that's okay, because in my off times, I like to play sort of mellow music. Because my day job is playing very aggressive music. Guitars for me, it's been a very interesting run for me in terms of instruments. Because to be perfectly honest, I refer to myself as a guitar slut. I like guitars of all shapes and sizes, and at the age now that I'm 40 years old, 1972, May 5th, I guess I'm starting to come to the conclusion of what I like about instruments and what I don't like about instruments. And I think the thing is, Framus is a company, if you're not familiar with them, who is the brother or sister company of Warwick, who I'm sure we're all familiar with in terms of bass guitars. When I was in Germany last year, they invited me to their factory to sort of see how their instruments were made. And it's really cool. I've always been a fan of woodwork. I've been a fan of just wood in general. And I think that with instruments, I've been trying to find the right combination of a lot of things, the right combination of being able to play heavy music while being able to seamlessly or quasi-seamlessly move into quiet, sort of pretty music, the sort of finger-picking sort of vibe, all with one instrument. And my desire to find this has led me to a couple of guitars. I've got Telecasters that I love because they're a slab. It's like a piece of alder with a quarter-sawn maple neck. I also like the sound of the semi-hollow body guitar, specifically for the clean stuff. So when you dig in, you get the sort of attack to it with 20 seconds of reverb. Hey! Covers up the schmutz. And then the third thing I like is the real Les Paul sound. I really like that solid piece of wood that when you pick, the energy from your picking hand goes straight into a slab of mahogany with a maple top, right? So how do you bridge that gap? How do you find a guitar that does all those things? Don't know. At this point, what I'm trying to do is trying to figure it out. In this sort of state of flux that I'm in, guitar-wise, Framus has been kind enough to experiment with me. And the first thing that they came up with for me was this. It's based on their Mayfield model. But really, this is a hollow body guitar. And it's a set neck. And I think the whole thing is made out of flame maple. And they put the Devin Townsend Project logo there, and they lit up the frets on the side with LEDs. And currently, I'm using these EMGs, and they've made this pickup set for me that's essentially just an 81 and their new 66 in the neck, which is a really good sounding neck pickup. But the good thing about this kind of vibe is I can use the same guitar that we had for that sort of clean sound for the real. So this is kind of the first experiment that we've done. But I have to say that the build quality on these guitars they're stunning, man. It's like, So when you see me on tour, you'll see me with a selection of guitars, and every couple of months it seems to be that one of them disappears and a new Framus comes in, because it's just hard to beat them, to be honest, I don't want to spring to conclusions just because that's been my nature for so long, but the make of these guitars is just beautiful. I play what I want to play, and that has led me to, pissing off people left, right, and center in my world. But ultimately, if you see me playing it, it's because I think it's killer, And, I certainly don't want to BS anybody into thinking that, I'm trying to hawk something to you when I'm not. I just really think that these guitars could very potentially be everything a guitar player needs, because their custom shop is also open to whatever you feel like you may require. But I'll leave you with a little bit of wanking, because that's the type of douche that I am. Oh, one last thing. First instrument ever in my house, when I was a kid, when I was born, my dad had a Framus banjo. So there's something about that really rung true for me when I saw the logo. I was like, oh, it's childhood. Good or bad, right?